wanted to do a real short video real quick to go over the IFS kit for the HEUI pump, which is the inline filter kit. And I didn't create a video of it as I was doing it, but I just wanted to kind of go over a few things real quick. This is the filter right here, which sort of similar to a whole house water filter, but it has obviously a line coming in and out of it, the filter. So you have your HEUI pump, which is right here. These hoses connect from the HEUI pump back into the engine, and this hose here pumps from the pump into the filter, runs out of the filter, back up and into the engine head. Now this filters the oil to operate the injectors. So basically this ultra filters the engine oil, which is getting pumped through the system to make the injectors operate. The kit doesn't come with this hydraulic line wrap, but I went and bought this because, as you can see, you really aren't supposed to have these hoses touch anything for vibration and abrasion. And then I've got my steering shaft here, and which it obviously is going to end up rubbing on, so I'm gonna have to keep a check on that. But I had no other way to route this, and this is one of the problems with this, with the hoses, is trying to find somewhere to mount this filter. And obviously it says, do not cut, weld, or drill frame rails. Refer to the Freightliner Service Manual 31 group for attachment methods. So I had to drill 2 holes, which I thought should be pretty safe, and I mounted it bracket here. Now the kit says you only need 1 hole. I like to be on the side of caution, and I went on and put 2 holes in there and mounted it in there solid. And like I said, I bought the hose wrapped it on, and I'm going to have to keep a check on it to make sure it doesn't rub too bad. I just really had no other way to route these lines. I tried to keep them as straight as possible because you want the lines to remain straight. Now I haven't run my bus on the road yet, but I have started it, and I'll start it up here in a second to show you. It functions. It was a little bit rough at first to start up, obviously because you've got to get the oil pumping through the system. And I did follow the directions with this kit, and make sure you follow the directions with the kit. But I feel, you've got a filter in there, so you fill that canister up with oil, and to kind of dump, sort of not having a dry start. Basically you want it to have some kind of fluid in the lines. But all in all, not a diesel mechanic. I had to remove this air intake hose here. I had the fuel filter off, which is here. Removed it because you can see I put a new cat filter on it. It had off-brand filters, and I went back and put new cat oil filters and a fuel filter on it, just to try to keep everything as clean as I can in the inside the engine and the engine system and fuel delivery system. So yeah, this is supposed to help protect your HEUI pump in case of a failure. It'll protect your engine and from getting metal into the engine if in case your HEUI pump fails. And it also keeps your injectors cleaner, since that engine oil is pumping through the injectors. So I'll go out and go around and start this thing up, and let you see that it does operate and functions fine. I know in the directions it calls for to reach a speed of about 55 miles per hour, and I'm assuming it's because they're the manufacturer of the filter kit wants you to put a load on the engine, which I haven't been able to do yet. I got to get tags and everything on the bus. So, but anyway, I will get right back with you after I start this thing up. Start straight up. Sorry for the noise, obviously it's running. I don't have a problem with it. Start straight up. Sounds good. Hopefully it protects the system like I hope it will, to the cost of it. to highlight a couple things. For one was the time and kind of effort that it took to get this kit installed. It really wasn't too awful great. Like I said, I'm not a diesel mechanic. It took me total time about 2 hours to put it on. You know, I could have paid somebody to put it on. I felt like my skill level was enough where I could, you know, get it done. Really, the longest thing that took time to do was to get the holes drilled in that frame. The frame's pretty thick, and I do want you to decide on the air of caution with drilling into your frame. You're you know, follow what your manufacturer's recommendations are. I started out, well, obviously with a smaller bit and get a pilot hole in it, and successively went up to a larger bit, and I ended up putting 2 of the 1/4 inch bolts into the frame itself, and I tried to keep them in a location in the frame where it wouldn't affect anything or, you know, damage the frame, or the bolts on the back side that are sticking through wouldn't be rubbing any of the factory hoses or wiring or anything to cause abrasions on that. So but it took me about 2 hours to get it all done. I didn't think it was too awful bad. You just got to be careful with taking your fittings, your original pipe fittings, off of your engine. You definitely don't want to strip those off. So be careful when you're taking the steel tube and hose off. And it originally had just a steel tubing line, and I'm hoping that this rubber hose, this high pressure hydraulic hose, doesn't break down over time and create issues. It may be something else I might have to keep a check on. I figured if it causes a little bit of maintenance, as far as just doing some routine checks every now and then, I would rather do that than have to pay $500 or $600 for each injector. So, but this is a 2006 Freightliner Thomas Built bus, and it's got the Cat C7 engine in it. Now the bus is a 2006, but the tag that I found on the bus says the Cat engine is a 2005. So maybe somebody out there can help me understand. I'm assuming it could be a 2005 engine that just went into a 2006 bus, you know, since the year models are so close and they overlap. But anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope this explains a little bit about the inline filter kit. Again, it's not too awful complicated to get installed, but do follow the directions. And George has great directions he sends you with the kit, and you get a couple different elbow sizes to try to make this thing go in and work. And routing the hoses is probably the worst of it. You know, getting a good clean route of the hoses. And then on the Cat C7, you know, your fuel filter system here is, you know, really in the way of getting a good clean line for these hoses. So I routed this one straight up in and over, and then obviously this one can come straight out. But I did the best of what I could with what I had, and you know, like I said, I hope you like the video and hope this helps you out. Thank you, and see y'all later.